Hey beauties, I just want to first of all say congratulations for getting the Ultimate Face Master Course. I want to congratulate you for putting you first and investing in yourself. This investment is going to pay off tenfold because you're going to learn how to do your own makeup, master the signature soft beauty mark where you still feel beautiful and like yourself, just enhanced. So I'm so excited that you are here. I'm so excited to teach and to reach multiple women at the same time, where I cannot host a class. I couldn't do X, Y, and Z. I can do this though. I can do this and give back to those and to help you save time and money on your vacations, on date nights, on content creating days. You're able to do your own makeup and feel beautiful and feel your best self without breaking the bank. And knowing that you did it, you should be proud of yourself. So this course is made beginner friendly. You're gonna learn my tips and hacks, my products, and I feel like it's simple, but the thing that you have to do is practice. Continue to practice, continue to perfect your craft. That is how I got here. That's how I'm able to do it seamless or easy. If it does seem hard to you, just keep replaying this until you get it right. And yes, let's begin with the Soft Glam. Again, I just want to thank you for your support and your love and purchasing this course because you like my work. So I'm just excited, and I have more in store for you. Just continue to stay locked in and be notified on things that we are dropping. But I'm excited, and without further ado, let's get into this beat, okay? Let me show you how to create this beat. It's so cute, it's so soft, it's so mwah. Yes, love y'all. Hey beauties, how are y'all? This is the first lesson of makeup. I'm going to teach you how to do the soft beauty mark technique and show you how I achieve that flawless look where you still look like yourself but enhanced. There's makeup artists that you can go to that make you look completely different, and there's makeup artists that you can go to that's gonna just compliment how you look. I'm all into still looking like yourself but just looking like the 2.0 version. Okay, the 2.0 with some makeup. So let's get into it. I already prepped my skin. It's set in my skin, it's in my face. So now we're gonna go ahead and prime. You can either do your brows first or prime. I like to prime, and the two products that I like to use for soft glam priming, first, your Morphe setting spray, because this is just going to prep your skin for the foundation, and especially if you have oily skin, this is perfect for you. And even if you have dry skin, it's just a nice mist to get you going. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and spray my face. Just a light layer. Nothing crazy, just a light layer. The second products I like to use is the e.l.f. Grip Primers. My favorite is the e.l.f. with the 4% niacinamide Power Grip Primer, the pink one. This is great for oily skin girls because the grip is much stronger. To me, I've tried both. This one is more for my dry skin girlies. This is the original Power Grip without the niacinamide, and this is a good dupe for Milk, the Milk Primer, the MILK that's in Sephora. So niacinamide, it brightens your skin, it improves texture, it shrinks your pores, and it's just a great ingredient to have in your skincare. So to have it in your primer, that's dope. That's dope. So we're gonna use this. I like to put at least 2 pumps as such, and then I rub it in my fingers and I just pat it into my skin. I start on my cheeks and I move to my nose, my chin, and my forehead. I'm gonna zoom in. And I'm patting it in. I like to rub it in my fingers to activate it, to activate the grip part, because it should be sticking to your skin. Like this power grip, that's the name of it. It's supposed to grip everything. I did one more pump so we can get ultimate grip action. Let the grip action start going. Like it should. That's the grip part, okay? It should be sticking to your face. That's how you know the primer is working. You want to make sure your primer is good to go, and you will know like this. The pencil not going nowhere, so you know the foundation isn't going anywhere either. Period. Now let's get into it. The foundation that I use is the Maybelline Fit Me foundation. This is in the shade Coconut 355, and this is the normal to oily foundation. I have normal to oily combination skin, so I just put a little bit on the back of my hand. And a fun fact, so I worked in the cosmetic department for some years, and I had to know the background knowledge of a lot of our favorite products. So Maybelline is under Estee Lauder. Estee Lauder is the mother. Estee Lauder is the mother of makeup, okay? Because Estee Lauder houses Maybelline, MAC, NARS, Urban Decay, a lot of our favorite brands. Estee Lauder births. So basically your drugstore makeup is basically, they're all connected, so it doesn't matter. You can find this anywhere. I'm sure y'all are hip to it, but I'm just gonna place the foundation in dots on my face, all over. I'm just picking up some more product and putting it all over. And then we're gonna take our damp beauty blender and blend. So I like using the beauty blender for soft glams because it just gives that natural skin finish. So it's bomb, and it's quick, and it's definitely beginner friendly. And you're gonna use the bottom of the beauty blender, the widest portion, to blend all over. And the other brand, the head honcho, is Lancome. Lancome owns L'Oreal, Clinique, and Origins, and some other brands that I cannot remember, but they're all connected. So moral of the story, buy your drugstore makeup and save some coin. They all do have different like things that they're known for, so if that's your favorite, stick with it. Whatever works for you, but this works just fine for me. Okay, I'm just getting a more close-up look to make sure I'm all blended. And when you are foundation matching, you want to make sure your foundation matches your chest. That's gonna give the best look. Match your chest, ladies. And when you are foundation shopping, make sure you step outside and see how it looks in outside lighting, in day lighting, because matching your makeup in the cosmetic store, it can mess you up. It can be deceiving because it's different lighting. So just make sure you do that. Okay, so my foundation is on. See, it's just giving skin. Now we're gonna go ahead with our concealer. Now my favorite brand right now I've been using is the Born This Way Too Faced concealer. This is in the shade Cookie. And this is 2 shades lighter than me, so it's definitely my highlight. The other brand that is good, that's like a dupe for this if you want to save some coin, is the L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour full wear. And I have the shade Toffee. I have the shade 405 Toffee. Yes, we're gonna use Too Faced today. But trust me, if you want to save some coin, get this. It's only $14 versus $35. It's like definitely half the price. But I'm gonna use this, and you're gonna apply it in your inner corner and outer. Okay. And we're gonna let it sit and dry and get a little tacky. You wanna let it dry so it can get full coverage. Also go along the bridge of my nose. And up my forehead. If you have strong 11 lines, I suggest you do not highlight the middle of your forehead right here. Go a little higher. 11 lines is when you frown and you have like a dent in your forehead. And the only thing to treat that is booking a Botox appointment with your girl. Okay. So you also want to go along your lip because you don't want to have a cast, like your outer lip to not look, you know, light enough. So yes, you just want to conceal right there. You also want to bring some concealer along the sides of your face right here. Okay, that is the goal. And I like to mix it with the shade Maple, my color. But I'm like running out on this, so I'm just gonna put it a little lightly in the middle where I left no space, and on the outside of my mouth and cheek contour. But yes, so we are all concealed up. Now we are going to start with our chin. You don't need that part to dry up because it just does not look good. You'll have a white spot that's like stuck. So I'm just concealing right here. And then you move on to your forehead, and I like to start on the outer part of the concealer and blend my way out. So with makeup and foundation, you want to start from the center and go outwards. You never go inwards then outwards then inwards, because you don't want your face to be cakey in the center of your face. So make sure you always start from the outer and work your way in the middle. Okay, so we are blended on our forehead. Now we're gonna move down to the bridge of our nose. Sometimes you have to use a brush if the beauty blender is acting up a little bit. Like right now it's acting up a little bit with like trying to separate on my nose, like right here. So I'm just gonna take my concealer brush and buff that out because we want everything seamless. Just like that. And go up the forehead too. Okay. Then I'm gonna move on to my lip. See, it's doing like some weird stuff. So I would say just your brush is your best friend. Get comfortable using brushes. And right now I'm just patting it in my skin like this. I'm not dragging. I'm just pressing it into my skin. And it's giving us seamless coverage. So now we're gonna move to the cheek. Just a little bit. Doing just like this. And now we're gonna grab our Real Techniques brush that we cleaned earlier and blend out our concealer. So again, you want to start from the outer corners and press in. I'm pressing in and I'm going in tapping motions and sections all the way up. And you see how it's like blending really nice. You can't tell where I started and where I stopped. That's the goal. And then move on to the center of the eye and work your way out. From the center outwards, not in like that. It's always going to be from the center of your face to the outer parts of your face. And then as I get to this area where we're lifting, giving us a little facelift with the makeup, you want to tap into the hairline kind of, but if you have lace, you know you cannot do that, girl. You cannot. So just keep blending. And when we contour, it's going to bring it all together. You want to drag the concealer up along your nose too to just blend that out. Okay, so now we are going to move over to this eye and we're going to do the same thing. So I like adding the second shade of concealer because it just kind of adds some color and dimension to the brightening color, especially with soft glams. And really it's just a blending process. If you have the original beauty blender from Sephora, you can do this step easy, but I love it for foundation. But concealer wise, I'm gonna always say try to use a brush. So I'm just going back and forth with the same patting motions like this. Then I'm gonna go up along my eye again to just blend that out. And I'm gonna go along the bridge of my nose again too, and my forehead. It's just the brush really blends and brings everything together. Okay, so now we're gonna set our makeup. So to set our makeup, we're going to use the Laura Mercier setting powder in the translucent shade. In translucent because you cannot go wrong. If you have warm skin tones, you can also use the translucent honey, which I like to use as well. But for the soft glam tutorial purpose, we're just going to use translucent. But this has more of a yellow tone to it. This has translucent. And if you are a chocolate babe, you are going to use the translucent medium deep shade. And I also use this when I want to carve out my contour on the bottom. So I'm going to open it. You're just going to pour some into the top. This is how much I have in the top. And then you're going to take your powder puff and dip it into the powder. And then you're going to wipe off the excess on a clean part of your hand, just like that. You're just going to dab it in. So I'm just going to look at my concealer to make sure it hasn't creased while we have been waiting. And it has creased. So with this tip, I would already be done with the concealer part. But since I am teaching, I have to take my time and explain. So, okay. No more creasage on that side. No more creasing on this side. Okay. Now let's go ahead and set. Now when I set my makeup, I do not bake on my soft glams. I just go ahead and press it in because I want the makeup soft. I don't want nothing to be fully beat or dramatic. So that's that. I pressed it in. I even use this translucent shade on my chocolate babes too because it shows up clear. It's not going to show up white. The only time I ever really use the medium deep is if they're like a deep rich chocolate babe. Okay. Okay. So it is set. Eyes are set. Look at that. Look at that snatch, honey. Love it. Okay. Now I'm going to set the bridge of my nose. That part I do contour because it tends to go away when you're just doing this process. And the more you do makeup, you'll see that. Also, I'm going to go in and set my chin. You're gonna set everywhere you put makeup, pretty much. Especially if you're oily, you're gonna set your whole face. I'm setting the concealed parts first because that part will crease. So, setting your whole face just lets the makeup process just be smooth, very smooth. So if you want a smooth, flawless application, put the setting powder everywhere and press it in your skin so you do not see it. And when I say press, I mean you're pressing until it has erased. Okay? And then if you're oily like myself, you're gonna go in with your pressed powder. Fit Me, Maybelline Fit Me is the best brand for pressed powder. My shade is Coconut, so I'm just gonna go in with this powder brush and go in and Bring some color back to my face, but also just get it set for the next steps. Now we are going to contour. So for soft glams, I powder contour. I'm going to use the Morphe brand with the palette AR, and it has a highlighting shade, 2 bronzers, and a contour, 2 blushes, 2 highlighters. So for my soft glams, I only use the bronzer shades for the most part because we want to give soft. So I like to mix these two just like this. And when you go in with your contour brush, it's angled like this for a reason. You're going to go up with your contour. You're going to use the brush in circular buffing motions and move up. I'm moving up to my cheekbone. And it's just going to add color, and you tap one time each time to make sure you have a thin layer. You don't want nothing heavy because you can always add with makeup. You cannot take away once you do something. It's hard to do that. It has been done, but we don't want to go through that. So, and this is how I get rid of that cast on the side of the face. You do it with contour. And I'm just moving along up, and I'm going in circular like motions. And I also like to smile and like cuff my cheek a little bit right there, so it can just create some structure and dimension in the face. So now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Just 1, 2. I'm not swirling in the product or anything. I'm just simply patting, and I'm going to do the same thing. Work my way up. Blend it up. Go down, blend up. Go down, blend up. Okay. And you want to contour into your hairline, or like me, your lace line. And see, it's getting rid of it's getting rid of it. And then I'm gonna smile a little bit, cuff my cheek, and yes, our cheeks are contoured. Another hack I like to do is I like to kind of define my contour some more with the translucent Laura Mercier powder in the shade medium D, and I'll show you how I do that. You just put a little bit in the top, just let it fall like that, and then take your powder brush, press it in there one time, tap off the excess, and snatch just like that. Same thing on the other side, and try to make sure it's even. Try to have a guide if you want to use the outer corners of your cheeks to create that, but it just sharpens everything and makes it look seamless. And then I'll just tap the excess that I have left over my lip, over my chin, so we're all blended and uniform. And you just tap the rest in there just like this at an angle, close it up, and there. Also, we're going to blush our face. We're gonna add blush. So I like to use this matte blush right here, and it's really pigmented, so you don't have to put a lot, but I'm just tapping it because I didn't see enough on the brush. But very lightly, we're gonna place our blush in between the contour and our concealer highlight, and we're gonna swirl. You see that? It already did that. We're gonna swirl upwards and marry the two. So I probably wouldn't have put so many taps on this brush, but I know if I didn't, I was gonna add more later. So just start with 2 taps and work your way up. And I like to smile, so I could grab those apples of the cheeks right here. And I'm gonna do the same on this side. I'm very lightly putting this on, very lightly. And I'm marrying the two. But you see, I barely had to put any more, but just to make it even, I just did 2 taps. And yes, gonna marry the two just like that. Alright, so we have our blush on. It's still soft, it's still nothing crazy. We still looking like ourselves, right? Right. Okay, now we're gonna contour our nose. For the nose contour, I only use bronzer again. The only time I'll use this shade is if I'm doing a full glam or if I have a rich chocolate babe in my chair. So I like to use the brightener actually instead of the bronzer in this palette because I don't want a muddy looking nose. And to do your contour, you're gonna start at the front of your brow and work your way down the side of the bridge of your nose. So I'm working my way. I started right there, work my way here and down the side, just like that. And you see the highlighter powder is pigmented still, but it's natural. If I was doing a full glam, I would have used the bronzer, but I'm just gonna use the brightener, and I just tapped it. I'm never gonna swirl. You're never gonna see me swirl product because at that point you're putting too much product and you're gonna waste it. Okay, and I'm going down again, the bridge of my nose. Very natural looking. And then I'm gonna do a line right here. And you see how that powder went away that I baked? We're gonna add some more to clean it up. So take your powder brush, dip it in the translucent, and you're gonna bake. Bake some more. And flip it this way in an inverted way when you're going to your forehead in the middle of your brows. So we're gonna leave that there and move on to contouring our forehead. This is something that you do after the cheeks, but it doesn't matter what order you go in. But I'm just gonna marry the contour right there, bring it across my forehead and tap it in. And if I had regular hair, you know, just go into the hairline, you buff it in into the hairline. But baby, this is a lace and we gotta protect the lace. But the forehead is contoured, okay? And then we're gonna do our jaw line to erase that double chin. Okay, just like this. And I like to warm up the cheek a little, the chin a little more too, because we did put a brighter color, but it matches my chest. That's what I want y'all to do. Now, we're gonna do our brows. My favorite brow product is the Ulta Beauty Eyebrow Pencil. It's the Ultra Slim Brow Pencil. It is super slim. There you go. This is how big it is. And we only want a little bit drawn up, just like that. Not even a centimeter. And it comes with the spoolie at the end. Okay. So, if you have bushy brows, like thick brows that need to like be brushed into place, you're gonna want to grab the NYX brow glue. This just tames your brows and keeps them perfect. I like to use it after I put on the product, because if you put it on before you actually draw in your brow, the brow pencil is going to get oily and it's going to kind of glide on and give you like that wet brow look that we don't want. So I'm going to zoom in some more for the brows. So we're going to brush our brow up like this, because the point of brows is we want to mimic brows, right? We want the hair strokes and all of that. We want it to look like hairs. So when I do my brows, I start at the arch and I press it into the skin, and I like to keep a continuous motion of strokes. And I need my brows done, so if you haven't got your brows done, this is gonna work for you too. Just follow my steps. So I'm doing small little strokes, and I don't want my brow that long, but that was, see, the stroke was so light that I could wipe off that extra tail with my finger. But you want your brow to end at the corner of your eye, like that's it. You could extend it a little bit more, but you want it to be like this and symmetrical. Then I'm just gonna move on to the front of my brow, small little light strokes, and then once I get to the actual front, I like to do brush hair-like strokes going up vertically. And this just creates a less harsh brow and a more realistic brow. So then I'm gonna go to the top of my brow around where my arch starts and draw that as well, and draw my tail, small like strokes, right? And then if you have full brows, you can brush your brow down and fill in this way. This creates small like strokes, and it lessens the time of you filling in your brow, and you have a full brow. Now I'm going to show you the version where if you do not have a lot of brow, what to do. So we're going to start at the arch again and work our way to the tail, small little strokes. Go up under near the front. We're going to do upward strokes to create little hairs. Then we're going to do the top. Create our tail. Make sure you're moving your face too. Like you can't just do your brows straight. It's hard. You got to move it to the side. And I'm holding a mirror to look at this as well. And you're gonna fill it in like so. You're gonna fill it into the side, just like this. If you have full hairs, you could bring your hair down and fill it in that way. But if you don't, you gotta correct your brow. Do what you gotta do. All right, period. Brows are finished, and now we're going to sculpt the brows. So I'm gonna add some of the NYX glue on my brows to just give them that more hair-like feeling. I wipe the excess off because we don't want a lot of glue. And I'm just gonna go in and brush it some more. Brush it upwards. And then just kind of go along the top and tame them in order like that. Okay. Unless you're going for that hairy look, by all means you can leave it going up. But I like my brow to be clean. So I'm just gonna go like that. Alright, cool. Bet. Now we're gonna take that same brush that we put our foundation on and conceal. So I'm gonna go in with the shade Cookie for my tail of the brow. Like that. And then I'm gonna go in with a darker shade in the front. I'm gonna use Maple. I like to use both sides of the brush to get the product fully on, and just like this, I flipped it. So you want to hold your brush like this, rest it on your middle finger, kind of pinch with the thumb, and then I go under my arch, and when I'm doing my brow, I hold that brush in place and do small little strokes. That's the best way and the quickest way to not mess up. And then I go from the bottom and I bring it up a little closer just in case I have too much product on my eye. And I press it and keep going. And when you press it in your skin like this, you're able to flatten out the brush more to get more surface area to create that clean line. Because we want to make it look like we got our brows done when we clearly haven't. And then you just brush that excess product to the rest of your eyelid. Like that. Yep. And we got an arch brow. Now we're gonna do the same on this side. This side has more product, so I would say start on the side where you put the concealer, because I could have added more to this side, but it's all good. So I'm gonna do the same thing again. Start from the bottom, smooth it on up to spread that product and not have too much, and create my line. That's it. And then you want to turn in the center and try to match them. But once again, I don't know if y'all heard this before, eyebrows are sisters, they're not twins. Okay? And then you're gonna bring that concealer down to the rest of the eye. And you don't want to smooth the concealer into where we set the powder. Once we blend, it's all gonna come together. But yeah, so there goes our brows. So this has a little dip in it. I'm just gonna go ahead and add some more concealer on this side and just try to clean that up a little more. You can also use the side of the brush too. That helps. Okay, so yeah, that did. And I'm just gonna add some more concealer on this eye so they could kind of be like similar, somewhat the same. But once we blend, it's all gonna be good. So now I'm gonna take my Real Techniques brush and blend it out. And I'm just patting it in. Just patting it in. And I'm going to go along the edge of my eye and blend. There we go. Same with this eye. Blend, blend, blend. and blend where it went over my contour. So we're just gonna re-contour a little bit. Okay. And then now I'm gonna take my powder puff, which has a little bit of powder on it, and just set the eye so it's just not creasing and all wet whenever, you know, you blink your eyes and all that. And if you need to add more powder, you can. We have powder from our hands still, so I just tapped it on there. And you also want to set where your contour is around your nose. So now I'm going to go back in and add some more powder along that, because it kind of erased away when I did my brows. Okay, so just gonna tap it and apply. And I kind of went into my brow just a little bit in the front, just to give it more of a natural look. Because our brows are not naturally bright in the front. Okay. So there, as you can see, the baking went away. That's why it's cool to bake on your nose. It's cool to bake on your nose. Alright. Just going up. And then now I'm going to bronze my eyelid. I use a brush like this. I also sometimes contour with this brush. It's just a flat brush, a flat fluffy brush. But I'm going to connect my contour and go in a circular motion along my eyelid and work my way down. This is the Soft Glam look. And sometimes, like, I'll go into my contour too, just to make it more seamless. But yes, this is what we do. Alright. And you're gonna go in circular motions. Circular, circular. And I'm just patting it in. Now, if you want to do eyeshadow, this is a great transition color to do on your lids. Is just have that brown going and then work your eyeshadow in. But for this tutorial, we're just doing the brown smoky eye. Natural if you want it deeper. Going with a deeper shade of bronzer, just pat it on your lid. If you want it more brown. Alright, so the face is almost done, y'all. We are almost done. Okay, next part is the lashes. I like using the Super Strong Hold. Obviously, the writing has wiped off, but I like using the black color. It comes in black and clear. The black just eliminates me having to put on a wing eyeliner, and it just makes the lashes pop more and they're more defined that way. So the easiest way to put on lashes, I think, for everyone is this way. Just drawing like you're doing a wing liner. So I wiped off the excess product that comes in there, that comes on the brush, and I'm just going to zoom in on my eyes and show y'all how I do that. So the easiest way is to look down. You want to have a mirror in your hand and you want to be looking down, and you want to paint it like eyeliner, literally. You want to get as close to your lash line. And I also do small strokes on this too. As you can see, that's the key to having like flawless makeup, is using less building and doing small strokes. So I'm just gonna work my way to the center. I always like to start in the middle of the eye because that's where I have the most product on, and go to the end of my eye and work my way to the front and the inner corner. And that's the first eye. Then I like to swirl some more product in. I don't ever dip it inside again because it's already a lot up here and I end up having to take the excess off. But I'm just going to do the same thing again. Small strokes and connect the lines. That's it. Sometimes I'll close my eyes to get a better view of what I'm doing, but for the most part, I just go in small little strokes and I take my time. Okay, so it is done, and this gets tacky pretty fast. You can pretty much put on your lashes right after I go on to the eye where I originally started. I'm gonna use some of these lashes from my collection that's coming out soon. These lashes are my favorite because they're not too long, they're not too short, and they're just the right amount of density, and they just look good on everyone. It also has like a lift to them. They're so pretty. All right, and you're gonna plop on that lash the same way you put on your liner. You're gonna look low, and I like to kind of measure where I want it to start and end when I'm looking low. And this is the best way for beginners, and you just want to plop it on lightly. You don't want to press it, just in case you need to move it more to the side. And then close your eye to make sure it's on the right edge. And there you go. So pretty, right? I'm gonna do the same thing to the other eye. If you're a professional, you can do it looking straight like me, but I just want this is beginner friendly, so I'm going to show you how to put on your lashes without tweezers. You want to hold the end. I'm holding the end of the lash, and I'm looking where I want it to start and end. You don't want the lash too close to the inner corner because when you close your eyes, it'll scratch right here and bother you and take off your makeup right there. And then there you go. We got our lashes on. Period. So this is the easiest way. It's defined, it's looking good. So yes, and then I go in with my mascara to make sure my natural lash is blended into the eyelash. So I'm gonna do this. Just coat them. I got this mascara from Target. It's the Revolution 5D Whip Lift. It's very pigmented, so I only like using this for the top of my lash. If I try to put it on my bottom, it's gonna mess me up. It is. So I ain't gonna do it, y'all. And now we're gonna do some bottom liner. I am now a eyeliner girly. It just really shapes the eye and gives it like that look, right? I love the Inglot pot. It's so creamy and it just does not miss. It doesn't dry out. It's so nice. And I use a little brush like this with the tip. They have a brush that comes that you can use as well. You can use either or. I just picked this one up because it was there. But I'm going to use this one because that one needs to be thrown away too. And I literally just tap it in there like very lightly. And then it's so creamy that I go in and I scrape it off. Okay, I go in and scrape it off the edge because you'll have too much. And then I use my pinky. I kind of just push it down a little bit to where my white line, my inner eye is showing just a little bit, and I paint right here. And I go different directions as I'm lining. So when I'm going to the center, from the out to the center, I go that way. And I'm barely putting any pressure on my eye with this pinky. And then I go in on the inner corner and do the same thing. Now I wear contacts, so touching my eye doesn't bother me, like even touching my eyeball. But if you have watery eyes, y'all, my contacts are dry. If you have watery eyes, this is probably going to be hard for you to do, but just try and see. I know it's harder to let other people do it, but if you know, like, you're touching your own eye, you should be able to do this part. Because I can't tell you to do this part first when you're not wearing no eyeshadow, you know. But if you know that you have watery eyes and you're gonna mess up, do your eyes, do your brows and all that first, put on the liner, and then do the concealer, so you're not messing up. But yeah, so our under eye is now lined. You can see the shape of my eye. I just love doing this. Yeah, I just love doing this. It's just a great tip. And I like the Inglot liner to go ahead and go over my beauty marks because it looks brown and like a bump now. So I just go over it with this liner to just give it definition. And you can use this to put it over your acne bumps or whatever when you don't want the acne to be acne, okay? So I just go over my beauty mark with this liner too, because the color is naturally black, and then I have a mole right here. I don't want it to look like a bump. I just go over it with it too, and there we go, honey. Now we gotta bring the bottom lashes out. We gotta bring the girls out, right? Okay. Bring the girls out to play. That's what I say all the time. And you just want to wipe excess off. And this, I go to the side and I turn my face literally like this before I put on the bottom lash coat. And I just go in and kind of wiggle. Okay, I think this is a better way to show you. I kind of wiggle the product on the lash with a light hand. I'm being very light right now, y'all, because I don't want the mascara to get under the eye and then I have raccoon eye. But this is literally what I do. Okay. And I open my mouth to kind of like stretch my face, so I'm not getting any product under my actual eye, because that's where our concealer is supposed to be. That's where we're supposed to be highlighted. So I do the same right here. There's actually a tool that you can use. It's like a shield you could put under your eye to hide it. If it's too hard, I'm gonna link it in the course so you can get that, because I need one too. It's just lost. And I like to do at least 2 coats. So let that dry a little bit, let it dry. Now for the final part, the lips. All right, so I like using the Bold Lip liner from NK. You can use any brown liner that you like. I just put up a little bit right there, and I start on my top lip. I like to start in the middle of the lip and outline my Cupid's bow, and I do one side per side. So I'm just gonna go in, and I kind of do my lips like this a little bit to give it more of a more sturdier shape for me to carve my lip out. So I'll show y'all how to regularly line your lips and then how to overline for that lip filler look. So I like to go like that. Just like that. I kind of do my lips like this when I line and pull them back. And then finish. So with makeup, it's all about connecting the lines and doing strokes. Alright. And then I line in a little bit down more so we can get that ombre look. And then for the bottom lip, I start at the edge and work my way to the center. And I'm still doing this. I spread my lip like that. And I like to go in the inner corner and kind of ombre. So my lips gonna be looking like this. So now if you want to overline your lips, you're gonna pick your chin up a little, and you see how that line is up there. I'm just gonna fill that in right there. So you could pick your chin up as far as you want. You could kind of use your pinky to anchor. And I just go along like that. You see this part's kind of higher. And go in. So it should be looking like this. You can do it as much as you want, but that's as far as I go. Some people even do this, but the safest way is to just pick your chin up and go right here. Okay, all right. And if you want to do a little plump pillow lip, put a line down the middle, just like that. And all these are affordable. Like the products I'm using is Beauty Supply for the lips. I like using Absolute brand, Absolute New York. This is the color. This is in the shade Bad Attitude, and it's the perfect nude. So I just twist it up a little bit, and I go along the bottom. I straighten it out right there, and then I do a top like that. Like I go down with so many shades that I don't have to do none on the top. If you are a matte lip girly, you can leave it like that, but I'm a gloss girl. So now my favorite lip gloss to top this off is the NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Madeline, because it's pretty much like the same color. You could do a lighter color or something that's so similar to it like this, and this gloss smells amazing. My clients always brag about how good it smells. So we're gonna apply that. I like to go over that overline to really give that lip filler look. And there the lips are done. Really cute, really cute. So now our last step is setting the face some more because we want it all to come in together and to blend. I go over my highlight with the Sephora Micro Finish Powder in the shade Medium, just to create that airbrush finish. And I use a pointed blender brush like this, and I'm just gonna go in with it. So go in on my eyes and I kind of tap it in, and it just makes everything more seamless when it comes to blending. And when I say seamless, we just don't want to see where things start and end. So wherever I see where I need some more blending, I'll just go in with it and make sure everything is seamless. I'll even go on the bridge of my nose with it to try to highlight. And you see how that powder went away? Yes, honey. So that looks good, real good. And then I'm gonna do the same thing but with a darker shade to go over my contour. This is the Micro Finish Powder in the shade Mocha. And I'm gonna go over my contour with it with my contour brush that doesn't have any extra product on it from earlier. And I'm just going to tap it in there, and I'm just going to swirl it along my contour. Just swirl it just like that. And I would recommend doing your beauty marks last before you put any product on, because I know I'm not putting a lot of product on and I'm not being heavy with this motion, so it's not going to cover up the dark spots, but we don't want to make it look like it's acne. So if you have any marks, moles, beauty marks you want to create, do that last. And then I also go over my contour on my nose with that powder just to smooth things out and create a seamless look. I just do it all along my contour, which is my cheeks and my nose. My forehead is cool, so I'm not going to add it there, but I'm just going to add some along my nose. And it barely adds like any color, so that's why I love the Micro Finish Powder. It adds just enough to give you that smooth finish. Okay, so now we are going to set our makeup and highlight right after. Okay, so now we're going to set our face. Make sure you move your curls out the way, your hair out the way, that you don't want to get wet, because baby, when I say we go in with this, we go in with this because we want our makeup to be set. We want it to look like skin, and this grand finale is so vital. So I'm just gonna go ahead and have your fan ready. This fan is linked in my Amazon storefront. Okay, I will link it below. Just go ahead and go to the storefront and get this. I love this fan. I'm gonna go ahead and spray my face now. So close your eyes and just pay attention to how much I'm putting on. So let me get close to the camera. Close my eyes. Okay, then do another. And I'm holding my breath. And look, y'all, wet. It looked like I went swimming. But this is the key for it to last. And you just want to go along your face. Just keep going all over. Don't sit it in one spot. Because if you sit it in one spot and a spot sets in, you'll have a spot on your face with a wet mark. But trust me when I say this is just enough. It's not crazy. And it's just gonna make everything come together and look soft and look like your skin and give you that real soft glam. Do not be afraid of how much product to add on. Don't. And this feels good too. I love the Morphe Continue Set in this. It smells amazing. It's lightweight. It's very misty. It's not too heavy. And it just makes everything blend together so beautifully. So see, it's a little still wet right there. You want to focus on those areas. Almost dry. Look, y'all, see? Oh, this was at 9:30. Okay. We are all dry. Okay, and look, skin, okay, skin, and your girl's already glowing, but we finna add our highlight, and this is my favorite highlight, the Rosy Glow Res from Crayon Case. It's highlighter powder, and it's so pigmented. I just use the lid of the powder. I don't even dip my brush in the actual powder because that would just be too much. So I just tap it one time, and I smile, and I go in a circle, and I go up and out, center out, center out. Remember, not in. That would be too much. It would be way too much right here, and it wouldn't look natural. But yes, and then I do the same on this side. And it just gives your face that natural pretty glow. And I love that it's kind of pink, so it kind of just adds to that blush look too. And then if you want a little shimmer on your nose, I just tap my finger in the corner and just tap right there. Or you can take whatever's left in there and just swatch your nose like that. So it's not like too shiny, not giving root off. But this is a soft glam, y'all. This is a soft glam. How do we feel? What are our thoughts? Like, you think you can do this? I know you can do this. I know you can do this. And like I said, with the beauty marks, if they do, they're not as dark. Like this color is not, this mole is not as dark anymore because I did the highlight. All you're gonna do is just go back over it with the eyeliner. That's it. I'm about to do. Just darken it again. But that is the look, you guys, you gals, my beauties. This is a soft glam. It's very soft. It's very soft life. What do y'all think? Very natural. And look, I don't even have to, so right there, you can brush off any, it kind of goes away. Like I told y'all, it kind of just goes away. Now, if you are an oily girl, after this step, the very last thing you're gonna do is what you think. Yes, apply some more powder again. You are. I'm gonna go in with the translucent powder for this part, and you're just gonna make sure it's like very thin, and you're gonna pat in the areas you know you get oily. So I get oily around my nose, my chin, around my nose, right here, onto my nose, like right here, and in my forehead, right here. That's where I get oily again. So I'm just gonna go back in, darken the mole again, right there. And you want to keep that powder there. You do. And then if you want to bring that highlight back again, just pick up that brush. If you need some more, you can add more. But I don't. I just like to work with what the brush already has, because you don't want to add too much. And then it's just not doing what it needs to do. But see, I added that shimmer back, but we're set. And if you are an oily girly, keep this with you, bring it with you where you go, so you can touch up your makeup. If you end up at a hot club, you outside, you know, you're outside where the sun is out and stuff, or you wear your sunglasses and it messes up right there, you have this to continue to just keep pressing in that area, keep pressing in that area until it's blended again. If you use your fingertips, it's just gonna make it worse, because our fingers carry oil and we don't want that to happen. But this is the look. This is the makeup look. And I love it. This is my go-to everyday makeup look. Like when I don't want to do too much, this is what I do. My soft glams. So yes. I'ma get down to the gritty, then fuck up the city, the home of the villains. Ecstasy, wonderful feeling. Smoke out the pound when I'm chilling. Trapping, I made me a killer. Look, I got everybody wishing. I hope you play your position. I don't want nobody listening. I see the whole precision. Give us my only decision. Young gun, no one that back calling me splurge. Why me jump right off the curb? Make this one fly like a bird. Spin on the first and the third. Solid, I'm keeping my word. Can't be my equal, I don't know what you heard. Crank up the phone, I swerve. Keep me a stick if they curve. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Watch this tutorial as many times as you need. Get your brushes out and join me and do it with me. And girl, you got this. You know your face. You are your own canvas. You are your own walking billboard. And you should show up as such. You don't need a makeup artist to make yourself feel beautiful. And that's why I created this course, to help you to be able to achieve these looks without breaking the bank and being able to just do it from home and feel your best and become your best. In beauty, we trust. Thank you for supporting Beauty Mark RX, and I'm gonna see you in the next course, the next lesson. We're gonna go over full glam, and it's a whole new technique. It's extra products added, and we're still gonna look bomb and beautiful in ourselves. So once again, I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, please reach out to info@thebeautymarkrx.com, and I will get to you as soon as I can. Thank you, and look, tag me in your makeup looks. I just want to say thank you for real. Like, this is how I'm able to show my gratitude to you, and the fact that you purchased this course, you made a huge investment not only into yourself by being able to show up as your best, look your best, and feel your best, but you're gonna save time and money from booking multiple makeup appointments where it is hard to get in your favorite makeup artist chair when money is tight that month. You got a lot going on. This is the course for you to show you how to do it yourself and still look and feel beautiful. But the key to this is just practice, and this is a part of self-care and self-love, is making sure you look your best and show up as your best at any time. So whether you're going to the grocery store or you just going down the street, hang with your homegirl, keep practicing and you're gonna get there, and I'm gonna help you get there. So continue to replay this as many times as you need to. All right, let's get into the makeup.